Hello, this is Cuckoo. Today I want to take a look at this. This is the Korg Volca Drum. It's a drum machine, brand new from Korg in this Volca format. Many of you might be familiar with this format. They look very similar and they work slightly similar, but they have their own specific functionality. And this is a drum machine. It's actually a digital percussion synthesizer. It says right there. So what can it do? What does it sound like? And yeah, what is it? You can see this display. This is really neat. It's a one synth engine that kind of works underneath this. So you can, if you master this synth engine, you can create all sorts of sounds. And even though it says it's a drum machine, it doesn't mean that it only can do drums like a kick and snare and stuff. In fact, I think where it gets interesting is when you depart from that, when you open new doors and when you sort of leave the drums a little bit behind you and see what else you can do with a synth. That's what fascinates me, to kind of explore new territory. So yeah, let's take it for a spin. I'm going to show you how the synth engine works, how the sequencer works, how the what we can do with it. There's something hidden in it as well, like what you can read on the labels here. It's not everything. There's stuff underneath it which has some really cool functionality as well. So without further ado, let's put it on the table and show you how it works. Okay, let's do it. Right, so here we are. There's the Volca Drum. As you can see, this is a bunch of parameters you can twist, and this slidey keyboard down here, and a bunch of buttons over here. Let's make a little structure here. This part over here, this is the synth engine. This is something called a waveguide. It's basically a very, very tight delay engine, which you can send the sound into to various degrees. And this is like the master section, I guess, like tempo, sync. And these, the buttons, edit step, action step, slice, these are mostly for the sequencer. And step jump is like performing things, play and record, and function. This is like a function button that accesses the secondary parameters here. So you can load a kit. Let's in fact load a kit. The first thing we do, function load kit. It's in this state where it expects us to load a kit. Kit 1, done. It sounds like this. You immediately could see that there was sound over here, but over here there was no sound. So the keyboard needs to be deciphered and understood. So let's do just that. You can see the black lines down underneath it. Here it says parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 6 parts. So what is a part? One part is essentially a drum. Second drum, third drum. So there are 6 tracks of drums that you can sequence and play. They can be played simultaneously, so up to 6 drum sounds at a time. But you can also set them up to interrupt each other, which is called choking in this machine. So let's see if there are in fact anything interrupting each other. Maybe not, maybe not. So what if we want this long one to be cut off by this one? Drum number 5, I want to be able to cut it off with this one. This is typically used for like open hi-hat and close hi-hat, like but now we're gonna do it between that and that. I'm gonna reach for the function button and select choke, which is over here. We can see, okay, these are interrupting each other. I'm gonna add a choke to this one. So everything within the choke group will interrupt each other. So number 5 will be interrupted by number 4 and number 3, and all combination between them. This is like a chalk group, I guess. Okay, I hit function again. So now you can hear that I cut it off. You can also hear this kind of delay thing going on right now. Yeah? This sound is currently sending itself to the waveguide. Okay, so let's turn this knob. It says send. And we can instantly see there on the very clear, I'd say, display. It's very easy to read. It's not pixels. This is like some sort of backlit, old school, I can't remember what it's called, crystal display. Let's see. So send, it's now sending at a maximum level to the waveguide. So while the sound is in the waveguide, it's like a send effect. Let's fiddle with this. Okay. Instantly we can hear that. Wow, this is actually really fun, really cool. Sorry. It's a delay, basically, with such small time increments in the delay engine that we're nearing this kind of physical modeling territory. If you go further down, it becomes more of a delay sound. Okay, so time, which is basically pitch, decay, decay, repetition, and body. Which I guess is some sort of filter algorithm or something. Now this is one version of the waveguide. There's 2 versions of the waveguide. This is now in this mode. You can see this kind of string-like animation there. So it's in string mode. If we continue to read these keys here, tube string model. So we can choose the model here, the waveguide model. Right now we're in the string version. So if we, I think we need to press function and then model. Donk. And then we can see another. This is what they call the tube version. And this one is perhaps a bit easier to tame, and it's not this wacky string-like experience. And because this is a send effect, this is an effect unit that is not in the synth engine, but it's something you send to. This applies to all of the sounds, all of the layers. So if I make this sound, like this one, send to it as well. It's going to be sent into the same effect. So if I then change from the tube model that we're in now to the other string model, it's going to apply for both of these. Okay, so this is cool. Let's start sequencing. I'm just going to press play and see if there's something in the sequencer. Yeah, so there's something in the sequencer right now. Let's empty all of that and start from scratch. Let's continue reading here on the little keyboard here. We've got this section here called motion and this section here called clear. Motion is representing what's in the sequencer that is automated, like parameter locks. Over here, you can clear everything at once, like all the triggers and everything. With motion, it only turns on and off and clears the automation. So let's clear everything in the end. Like the button number 16 is clear all. I think that's common on all the Volcas. So function and clear all. Yeah, it's clean, nothing there. But the sound is still there, right? The kit. Okay, so let's do that in the sequencer. You can record it live and you can enter it trig by trig. As mentioned before, there are 6 different tracks. I'm on track number 5 now. Just by playing it, I select that track. And also by looking at the display here, we can see, we can see how it changes to the current choice. So let's first just lay out some sequences and get it running and have some fun, and then we're going to go deeper into the sound engine. All right, so number 5, I'm going to press edit step here. When this is flashing, we can start putting out trigs here like that. You can do this, you can, it's very fast, but it is very touchy, so it's very simple to kind of bridge and touch 2 at the same time. So be careful and precise with your finger. So I want to do like, that's the first one. Okay, don't, like that. Okay, so we've got a little sequence going on. I'm gonna exit that edit step to be able to play it freely now. How about this one as some sort of hi-hat? Edit step, all of them. And now I was a bit surprised myself here. We couldn't hear that kick drum or that tom or gong or whatever it was. And it's because they're interrupting each other. So the low, one of them takes priority. I can't remember which one, but perhaps the lower number. So let's go into the choke menu again. Function and choke. And we can see that, these are in a choke group. They will cut off each other. So if 2 are played simultaneously, one will win over the other. And it seems as the lower number is winning, but I might be wrong there. That's it. So I'm going to turn off all the choking, get out again, go into the step sequencer just to check it out, and press play. Nice. Okay. I think that's kind of, the sound there is a little bit too long. So I want to change that release time of this so that it's much shorter. And every sound is built out of 2 layers. So there is a source, which is a sound source. It could be a sine wave, a sawtooth, or a filtered noise. By pressing layer, we can alternate between layer 2, layer 1 and 2 simultaneously, or layer 1. To quickly just change the release time, I could select them both. When this is lit, both of the layers of that sound is selected. And now I could start trimming it or changing the parameter here and see what we achieve doing that. But in fact, I can't know for sure where the noise is coming from without understanding the engine and just taking a look at it. So I'm going to press this a couple of times, you know, I'm cycling between layer 1, layer 2, or both of them. I'm pressing layer 1, we can see that this is a filtered noise. Layer 2 is also a filtered noise. And if you look really closely, you can see that layer 1 has a noise with a low cut. Layer 2 has a noise with a high cut. And yeah, if we look at both of them at the same time, we can see that it's alternating between the two states, just to show us that there are two different states there. So what else can we change here in the sound engine? We've made it shorter now. I would like to change I would like to animate it, something like this. We could do that live. We could at any time we can press rec while it's playing, and when it's recording, it's gonna listen for the first change that we make, and then it's gonna record until it has recorded for a whole loop. I think. Let's see. Okay. So you can see that this automatically turns rec off once the loop had been finished. Yeah, and this one might be a little bit long, so I'll change the release time. It didn't do much because we were on layer 1, and it turned out that the majority of that release time was actually not on layer 1. Maybe it was on layer 2. Okay, so we can get like an impression of what's on the two different layers there. If I do the same thing here, I select both of the layers. Yeah, I kind of missed that thump, so let's get it back. Layer 1. Maybe we'll go here and send it less. Attack. Attack on layer 2. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. It's easier when you build the sounds yourself, because then you know what you've done. Okay, so let's say we're happy with this. I'm gonna wiggle the pitch. Okay, so that is something. Now this sound. What if I want to change the pitch? We could do it live as we did with the hi-hats, but I could also do it per step like this. I could go in here and say, this one should have a different pitch. This one should have a different pitch. This one also, like a lower pitch. Okay, let's see what it sounds like. The values, the automated values, they're smooth. The transitions between them are smooth. Maybe you could set it to not be smooth. I'm not sure actually, but yeah. So this is cool. Perhaps this one could send to the waveguide. Just press and hold and send. Oops. Press, send. And then we know that this one is sending to the delay engine now. And then we can mess around with the delay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and the waveguide can also be automated, which is a lot of fun. So let's hit rec and play and fiddle around with this a bit. First, I'm gonna just rehearse a bit. I think I'm gonna do stuff with tuning, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna hit record. Yeah, that's fun. And the same thing applies there. If you press rec and play, it will listen to your first touch of the parameter and then record for a whole cycle from that point. So if you touch it here, you're gonna record all the way there, so that it's not constantly overwriting itself. You can do that too with a second take and a third take and so forth. And then all the parameters are gonna be more and more occupied. And yeah, I could do that here. Okay, this is a bit bonkers. Let's actually send this a little less to the delay engine. Okay, there we go. So as long as this is flashing, we're in the mode here, in this timeline mode. I'm gonna exit this. I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna show you something called slice here. So let's see. Okay, this one. On this track, I wanna retrigger a few of the notes to make faster. Like you could do triplets or doubles. Let's see where it makes sense to put a slice operation. Okay, edit step and then press slice. So now you're in slice mode, and press this again to exit. Edit step and slice. So when these are flashing together, you're now slicing. Let's say where we want to slice. I want to slice right there. And by holding it and changing the level value, we can change how many retrigs on that particular trig we want. So I want 2 trigs there. So let's say. And I want to slice there as well. Okay. I also want to go back to this and enter that last missing kind of trig there. Okay, yeah. So this is just 2 tracks now. Let's make a whole new sound from scratch here. I want some sort of, I don't know, bass sound or something. So let's see. Layer 1, the source is currently the sine wave. The modifier is the slope. And then the envelope is this linear, the linear attack and decay envelope. Let's start by, on layer 1, I'm gonna raise the level here. On the release, I'm gonna make it longer. Can't hear it really. And that's probably because of the modifier, maybe, or this. The pitch, I'm gonna raise the pitch. Now we can start hearing what it's doing actually. So there's the modifier is negative here. So let's slow down this and see what it's actually doing. And let's turn the amount of the modifier here to positive. So this could be positive, means pitch up, or negative, which means pitch down. Okay, so I want to change the modifier. How do I do that? Well, this select parameter. This is stepping between different combinations of settings. Now, check this out now. If I change it, it's going to select different things, and the next one. So it's going through different combinations of settings, always changing the bottom one, the most increments. So what I want is I want to try the sawtooth with a sine wave modifier and perhaps a different envelope there. So I'm going to keep turning this until my desire matches. So now we're on sawtooth, and there we are on the middle modifier, and then yeah, so this is what I want to try. Yeah? Alright, okay. I'm gonna change the speed of the modifier here. So now it suddenly, it's like a tone. Yeah? And as you can hear, when I was cranking up the speed of the modifier here, we're getting into FM synthesis territory. I'm going to crank the amount up. This could be like a bell or something. And we can still hear that there's like a thump. And I have a suspicion it's on layer 2. I'm going to go to layer 2 and lower the volume to 0 on layer 2, just for now. Indeed, there was a thump there. It was part of layer 2. Okay. Rec. Yeah? Okay. Let's continue to explore this. So that was some sort of bell. By the way, now it could be a good opportunity to introduce how to save, because there are two things you can save. You can save the kit, which is the combination of the drums of the 6 layers of sounds, or not the 6 parts of sounds, and then you can save the whole pattern, which is here. It's called program. And if you just save a program, it will not save the kit that is associated to that pattern or program. So if you make changes to the kit that is relevant to the pattern, you need to save the kit as well. Otherwise, the next time you load the program, it's not going to sound the same. So first, I'm going to save the kit now. Okay. Function, save kit. It's waiting for me to save the kit. I'm going to select number 13 here. I'm going to now save the program, which is the actual song, and I'm also going to put that on the same spot. This way I can organize it a little bit, and I know that I've saved the same kit here that I'm actually using on the same program. Yeah, it's not too shabby. That's actually funny. Okay, I'm going to make another sound. I was saying that I was going to make a bass, but then I ended up making a cowbell. Okay, 2. Is this the one? Is this a hi-hat? No. 3 is the hi-hat. Okay, 2. I'm gonna make a new sound here and see what we can do. Yeah. So what do we do? Okay, let's yeah. I'm gonna introduce a new thing here. It's called randomize. We can randomize a layer and a pattern. I'm going to randomize the layer now. And since we're on layer 1 and 2 simultaneously, it's going to randomize both of those layers simultaneously. Function and randomize layer. Yeah, randomize. What's that? Ooh, that's nice. This is a really cool way to just, yeah, give me something. Give me an idea and let's work from that. Yeah? Wow, that's really nice. Okay, I'm gonna change the attack. Maybe make it, send it more. Oh. Yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna save this kit now again. Save kit to 13. Doosh, saved. Okay, I'm gonna do that now. Rec. Check the okay. I'm just gonna wiggle it and change the pitch a little bit on the fly and see what happens. So rec and play. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah. I'm gonna enter the reverse. Okay, so this is really funky. I'm gonna change the decay a bit on the waveguide. Make it shorter. Yeah. Now, most Volcas are in fact in mono. Some of them have a stereo effect that applies, but this every sound can be panned individually in stereo. So let's take this one and pan it. How do you do that? Well, this is where you need to read the manual or watch this tutorial because it doesn't say. So if I'm entering this mode here, edit step, there is a second level of settings, menu settings, which you can edit here. So when this is flashing and you start wiggling this, it's not going to select the waveforms and stuff. It's going to select from this menu here. As you can see, bit reduction, second one, fold, wavefold, drive, pan. So there's a pan section there. And now I can select the panning. So let's see. So now it's hard pan to the left, I think, in this case. Or actually, I think I might have switched the yeah, I'm not sure. One way is left and one way is right. It might be the other way of what you expect, but you'll learn quickly. So that's cool. So let's take, so now that the cowbell is on the left or right on one side. I'm gonna take this in the other side. So as you can see, I had to exit that, select the new one, enter it, and then select pan and pan it, play it. but the effect is going to be in the center. Okay, what else? Exit. Yeah, this should be in mono. So now I've done a great deal of things here, so I'm going to save it. Function save program 13. Okay. Okay, let's make another sound where we make use of that menu, because it has something I like, which is a bit reduction. Okay, the clap there. Let's work with the clap and do a completely different sound. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna turn the level down on both of them. Enter layer 1. Turn the volume up there. So we've got this sound there, and I'm gonna change it to, yeah. Let's do the sine wave actually. Yeah. You can hear whenever there is like a snap in the beginning, it means that this is really fast. As we can see here on the screen, the modifier is kind of changing the pitch in the beginning really fast, so fast it just becomes this snap. It's doing this but very fast. I'm gonna reduce this, and now I just want to listen to the bit reduction on this tone to see what it sounds like. So in order to just listen to that, I'm gonna press mute everything else here, and just let this track be there. Then I'm gonna enter this mode and do this. Okay, just to let it play. Now while we're in this, we can edit this, go to bit reduction. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna change the length of that. Okay, actually I'm gonna try this out and see if it makes sense. Select, oh sorry, exit, select. Let's see what the attack does on this. So these are 3 envelopes. Linear attack decay, exponential attack decay for a more snappy feeling, and then this is more of a clap kind of. It's gonna retrigger a few times and then a decay. Let's see. You can hear this little rattle. So let's change the attack here. I don't know if it makes sense. I just wanted to try it. Okay. Well, I'm going to change it back to this. Yeah, let's try this. The noise modifier. So then I need to do this a couple of times to reach it, and change this. Well, it actually starts the same way. Oh, nice. Yeah, it is nice. Okay. Wow. I think I want to send some of that to the waveguide. Okay. So I'm gonna edit the sequence again. Let's see. And mute. I'm gonna unmute the other tracks. I think I might have accidentally changed a parameter on this one, because when you press stuff like this, you might end up selecting the wrong one if you don't pay attention. So I'm gonna fix this. Okay. I'm gonna enter the step editor, place it somewhere. Change the pitch. Edit the panning. Okay. Here's the pitch. Okay, and now, yeah, I want to change the fold and see what that does. I'm gonna make it shorter. Okay, yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Save program. So there we go. I got this one left. I'm gonna try an attempt to make a bass. Like should I do it in a controlled way, or should I just run through some randomizers? I'm gonna try to control it. So again, edit the sound. I'm gonna edit both of them, turn down the volume, edit layer 1 first, turn up the volume. This is not a bass, I'm gonna turn down the pitch. I'm gonna turn, it's probably sending. Okay, so the first layer of this bass is gonna be the fundamental. I'm gonna try to do some sort of FM. Let's see. So I'm gonna do this sine plus a sine modifier. Sorry if this gets immediately gets a bit technical, but you know, if you want to get underneath the hood here and control the sound engine, it's gotta have to be a bit technical. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay, let's see what we could do with this. That's deep and nice. Yeah, this is nice. Ooh, yeah, this is nice. And remember, this is just one layer. Now I'm going to head over to the second layer and do something completely different there. I could do something like that. Add a little thump attack. Change the... Let's play it together. Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah, first let's put it on the timeline. Edit steps. Dum. I want one there. Dum, 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 dum. Like this. Yeah, that could be my bass. And while we're in here, I want to select the... I'm going to try the drive and see what that does. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try the fold, wave fold. And try the bit reduction. Okay. I'm going to try bit reduction again. That's actually not too bad. Layer 1. I'm gonna try different rates. That. I'm gonna save this kit now. Save number 13. Now you can actually animate this amount. I say animate because I used to be an animator, but you can automate it. That's what you say in the music terms. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to attempt to do this. Okay, recording. I think we're getting somewhere. I actually like this. So function and save kit. Function and save program. And now I'm gonna show you a couple of other things. If you press this step jump, you can select any place in the sequence where you want to repeat the sound. So now I just took all the trigs from that point, but not necessarily all the. I think the waveguide still runs, so it's not going to pick one place in the waveguide. You can hear the waveguide is still going round and round. So this is really jam friendly. As you can see there, I was pressing more of them at the same time to make it go through those notes, or maybe that, or this. Typically, you have a good sense of where you put the kick drums, for instance. That is something that you probably know. But maybe as more as you work with the sequence, the more scattered the stuff is. Maybe you don't know where exactly everything is, but you probably keep track of the kick drums. And there is a swing control over here. So if we change the swing, this is something that works really well with step jumps. So as an expression, it's a bit all over the place, isn't it? Okay, let's mute stuff. I'm gonna do like this. So I'm gonna save. Okay, so only these two is gonna be played now. One, two, three, and. Yeah, so this is stuff you can do. That I find it insanely fun. I think it's a lot of fun because I'm not trying to stay true to any genre or to any specific idea of what it should sound like. This is a totally new instrument to me, so I'm just going all over the place to see where it sparks joy for me. And for me, it's when I explore unknown territory and I find these gems of sounds that I'm like, whoa, this is a lot of fun. So now we've come this far. We know a lot of stuff now. We can do anything we want, really. Let's check out one more thing, what I think is very important to know. When we go here to load a program, and I press a program here. These are presets, factory presets. I'm going to exit that to press play. If I do that on the fly, it's going to load instantaneously. So play. These are pretty cool. These are made by Korg's engineers. So you can hot swap between them in a very musical way. You can make like a series of maybe 3 or 4 different cool patterns there or programs, and then you can change between them in kind of the way you would if you want to make a little fill somewhere and variations. Just swap between them. And another thing you can do is to play a range. Now, I don't have any programs right now that are meant to be played in the range, but the way to do that is to press function and load and just press 2 like first one and last one, so you can change which one you want to play in the range like this. So let's play these 4 ones in a range. Exit, press play. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, these are nice. Yeah, so there you go. There's the Volca drum. I'm sure there's a lot of more things you can do, but I think now that you know the kind of layouts and how the engine works, this is when the fun begins, because this is when you can start exploring on your own. You kind of know what it is and how it behaves, and yeah, you can just read your way through the drum machine. Volca drum, everyone. Yeah, it's nice. Actually, the first time when I opened it up, reading this Volca drum, in my head, I already started to make a picture of what I expected it to sound like. I expected it to be a typical drum machine. But then when I started playing it, I was like, how do I make a typical drum? It didn't sound like a typical drum machine to me. And my first reaction was I was disappointed. But then I was disappointed because I thought it was going to sound like a typical drum machine. But why make a typical drum machine? Because there are thousands, I don't know, hundreds of typical drum machines out there. But the more I dove into it, I started to really appreciate this quirky nature of this particular instrument. And yeah, for me, it springs to life when I try not to think about it as a drum machine, but think about it as its own little jam. Kind of percussive synth quirk, Volca. Volca quirkify. Yeah, so there you go. The Volca drum, everybody. I think, I think it's a lot of fun. It sounds a bit different. And as you can hear, well, let's load my program. Load program 13. Yeah, I made this as well. Let's see what this is. You can make tonal stuff as well. Yeah. Okay, Volca drum, Korg, thank you for watching, and hit me up in the comments and give me some thumbs up if you thought this was helpful. Subscribe to my channel, of course, if you like what I'm doing here on YouTube. And also, if you do like what I'm doing here, to the extent that you actually want to support me, you can do that over at Patreon. My Patreon channel is right here in the links somewhere. It's called Cuckoo Music, and if you support me there, not only do you help me um, fund all the work that I'm putting into these videos, but also you get some downloadable content as well. If you're not up for this monthly donation thing, I fully understand that. But I've got a web store as well, so perhaps there's some patches over there that you want to purchase. It's right here. I'm gonna put a link here: store.truecuckoo.com. Yeah, I got that right, right? Yeah, and also, if you fancy the t-shirt design that I'm doing, perhaps you saw that in the intro. I've got t-shirts for sales as well. So if you go to t-shirts.truecuckoo.com, you can purchase these nice t-shirts. I'm teaming up with a service called Designed by Human, and they're very nice, and the t-shirt quality is really nice. This is very, very good quality for being print on demand. Yes. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna shut my mouth and let you get on with your life. See you soon again. Peace out. Stay curious. Always be curious.